is Lee Hendricks, and welcome to my channel that is mostly about gold prospecting in North Carolina. Today it's Saturday, July 10th, so the summer's getting away from us quickly. Today I have a special opportunity to try out my little dredge in a creek in Davidson County. This creek is called Fry's Creek, and funny story. While I was on vacation a couple weeks ago, I got an email from a viewer, and a real nice email, and he offered me the opportunity to come to this creek and see if I could find some gold. Well, as I started reading the description of the property, I was like, I know this guy, and I know the area because my mom lived just upstream from here. And so I took pleasure in writing him back and saying, this is a small world because your uncle married my mom. And even though we've never met, I'd heard a lot about him and all good things. And it's funny because my employer knows him as well. So it is a small world, and it was cool though to have contact from someone who didn't know who I was and still get good feedback about the channel. So I appreciate that. And but so far I haven't been able to find any gold, and that's a real shame because this is not far from me. It's awesome access. My car is just up there on the bank. I'll have to show you that. So it's so easy to get a dredge down here, but just not finding any gold. I did the first clean out. There's some silver sand, not the normal black sand, and there were several pieces of lead. So I think if there'd been much gold in this creek, it would have showed up in that pan, but I just did a small sample. This is just like Reedy Creek. There's a lot of silt and small gravels. It just caves in on you. So I came downstream a little bit from where we started because this bedrock juts out, and I knew that if I dredged close enough to it, there won't be a cave-in this area, and I was able, of course, to pick up that lead. So it did work, but I want to go back and say thank you to my son and daughter for the shirt. Somehow I cut it out when I was videoing last week with Benzo. It's always surprising what you find in a creek and how you found gold and where you find gold. And I want to try a little bit more, so let me show you where I'm at. This is a pretty cool place. So there's the car right above me, and I'm on this piece of bedrock. There's the dredge, and here is where I dredged earlier. I got down into this crevice and around, and I got into this deeper channel. There was kind of a crack with some almost clay-like material. It was very white, and you could see milk-colored water coming out the sluice box, and I thought there might be something in that, but this is what was in the clean out. Put it in the sun. You can see the pieces of lead in there, and you can see how silver that sand is. But there's not the slightest little piece of gold in that. So yeah, it's very unfortunate. Why couldn't there be gold here? Such a great place to be able to come if there had been. But Mike, I really appreciate you letting me come here today and give this a try. Maybe I can find one little speck I can send you a picture of. I don't know, or at least make you a video of it. But I'll be back. I'll do one more clean out, and we'll see if there's anything in it. That's the clay I was telling you about. It's not really white, it's kind of brown like you saw, but that should be good for holding. That's probably what that clay was in. Once I suck up enough of that, I'll get a little piece of gold. That's at the very bottom of this sand bank that's sitting on bedrock. The clay is down in like a crack. Alright, I've been dredging for a couple hours up and down this bedrock channel, so I'm going to clean this out a little bit. Best way to do that is to have it idling and pull this metal thing out. Metal grate. Of course, there were no big gold nuggets. Black sand in there if you know, this is really good stuff, but there's nothing much in here. I'll go ahead and wash it out a little better. I didn't put it on any gold today. That's probably good enough. We'll go ahead. That's not much to have to pan out. So, kind of sit back down. We'll let it run out of gas. Turn that switch back. Now we'll get the gas out of the chamber so it doesn't fit in that chamber. One thing you can see, I didn't put this tube up all the way. It should go to about right there, but I have a lot of trouble getting that back out. It's even got a hose clamp that tightens around there, but I don't know why anybody would ever need that unless they're just like holding on to the suction nozzle as a tether. You'd have to be in swift water to pull that thing out, because I really have to like spin it back and forth and pull to get that thing out. It gets a little grit in there and it doesn't want to come out. But I'm hoping it'll come out a little easier since I didn't push out all the way up in there. So it's probably going to be running for a few more minutes. That gas runs out. It's about to use up all the gas in the chamber there. There it went. So now I can clean this up. Here's what I was left with. Found my nut and bolt here. Piece of black something. Nut. 2 nuts. Get these rocks out. Ow. Daggone horsefly. He's gonna die. He is going to die. On TV. Come on, buddy. Yeah, land right there. Alright. 22 benzo. Actually, I killed one earlier, so that's 23. Let's go take a look at this. I'm gonna get the sun on the spot. Look at all that lead. No gold. Let me just double check. I thought I might have seen a little speck in there. I need to take that out. See. I'm just gonna have to take this home and sort it out. I can see the gold, but this silver sand is really tricky. It's easier to see the gold in the black sand than this stuff. Well, it's the next day. It's Sunday, and I thought I might do some housekeeping, and I've got a lot of rocks that need either be thrown out or crushed, and some of these look to be pretty good, like that right there. I like the way that looks. I like the looks of that right there. That right in there. Anytime you see that iron reddish look embedded in quartz, I usually have pretty good luck with that. And that banding, that might be pretty good. Looks like something was injected kind of in a line in that quartz. But also, I'm going to try this in the first run, because this is all stuff that came out of the creek in Moxville that stayed in my sluice box that I just classified out. So it looks like there's a lot of ironstone in there. So who knows, there might be a little bit of gold in that material. Alright, let's crush this. Got the stuff from the sluice box that didn't wash out over at Moxville. Just random rocks that I crushed up. We'll see what's in this stuff. Well, that looks like a lot of black sand. I'm gonna put some clear water in there and see if I can see some gold. Well, this is a very disappointing second result to the weekend, but I've been saving something just for this occasion that I know has gold in it. So let me go get that, and that way I can leave you with a smidge of gold before we leave. Alright, I've had this for a while. I won it, I don't know, probably 4 or 6 weeks ago. This came from Heavy Meadow Detective, HMD. Definitely some gold. Black sand here. Piece of petrified wood. Now, that's an interesting rock right there. Polished stone. Like some sort of agate. Put that in here. Ah, it's a magnet. Assume he threw some junk in here. Actually, that's not junk there. Mercury dime. I've got it in this big bucket, just in case. Let's thin out this vial. Oh, Yeah, I can't miss that. Chunky stuff right there. Can't even get that piece to go down. It's so heavy. You don't have to look too close to see that gold. I'll get this cleaned up. We'll weigh it up. And thank you, HMD. That's some great gold right there. I'll see if I can ferret out a piece of gold from Dry Creek. Yeah, I actually see 3 pieces. Well, Mike, there is gold in your creek after all. I just couldn't see it very well. I could see 1 or 2 of those little specks, but until I got it under the light and separated, I really couldn't tell there was gold in that creek. So I don't know that that's necessarily enough to bring me back, but if there was a way to keep that, that bottom from collapsing, you can actually pull some gold out of that bottom, especially in the deep holes. So here's the gold cleaned up from Heavy Meadow Detective, and I'm going to get that in the little weigh pan and see what that comes to. All right, HMD, here comes the weigh up. It's going to be a pretty good amount of gold. Wow, almost half a gram there, 0.462. So that's the easy way to get gold, guys. Just, put in a raffle ticket. I'm still proud of what I found there in Fry's Creek. I didn't think I had but 1 little speck, but there's probably, I don't know, 50 specks there. So it wasn't a horrible result when you think about the little spot I was trying, and it was kind of elevated in the creek, even though it was bedrock. So probably in the deep grooves of that creek, if you could ever close it off and keep that silt and sand from collapsing on it, you could probably pull out some pretty good gold, but it would be some engineering involved. But that's a thought for another day. I'd like to say thank you again to Heavy Meadow Detective for pitching that gold in for the fundraising event that Benzo held. It's nice to have something to show at the end of my program, because there wasn't a whole lot of gold other than those maybe 50 specks that came out of the creek. But I'm actually very happy about that, because I thought I only had one or two in that pan. It's just a lot easier to see the gold when you're can get it separated on a water table and hold a magnifying glass over it. But yeah, the result with the rock crushing was very bad, though. I never would have thought there would be no gold in that material, because it looked to be pretty good stuff. But that's just the way it goes. You never know. But maybe I ought to take a look at that under the light here, since I couldn't see much of that gold from the creek in the pan. Maybe I ought to do that right now. I just sorted through the black sand that I saved from the rock crush, and I did miss quite a bit of gold. I mean, I say quite a bit. It's hard to see, but there's about 6 different colors there. But there are those pieces magnified. You can see them a lot easier. Like that. Ooh, there's one right there. I missed it. It was there, I just didn't look hard enough. It takes a good light and some magnification sometimes to find the small stuff, but I'm glad I double checked, because I really thought there wasn't any gold in that. That doesn't make me want to go out and break more rocks, though. That's a lot of work for basically no gold. You have to really zoom in to see it. And there's what I found in Fry's Creek, which wasn't a lot, but compared to that, it's a fortune. Well, guys, sorry for all the background noise again. The heat pump's running constantly. It's a muggy 80-some degrees outside, and we need the air conditioning on, so sorry for that, but hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks again, HMD. There's that gold, just sitting waiting. I think that may go into the next giveaway. Already got a little bit saved up for that, so keep adding to that for the next giveaway. Well, that's all for this episode, guys, so have a good week, and we'll see you.